Hello and welcome to another video by Day Night Gaming. Today I'll discuss crafting the iLevel 490 crafting and gathering gear in the MMORPG known as Final Fantasy XIV. So in this video I'm going to showcase how to craft the iLevel 490 crafting and gathering gear that was released with patch 5.3. Now I'm going to show you the gear that I used, and please keep in mind that in all the top slots where you could meld Materia 8, I did. And melding materia into this gear was very expensive, so please keep that in mind. I pretty much maxed out my CP in every slot, and then I tried to go as much control as I could, and in very few points where I couldn't meld more control were the times that I actually put craftsmanship. So I'm going to show you the stats that I use for this. And as you can see, this is without food. I have a CP of 554, as well as a craftsmanship of 2696 and control of 2816. Now these crafts are very tight. The recipes are extremely hard. But I did this without a soul crystal, as you can see here. So if you had a soul crystal, your stats could be a bit better. Now please keep in mind that I also am going to eat high quality blood bullet safe food, because we needed to get our CP up even higher and we needed even more control. So aside from what we normally do, instead of using reflect as our first action, we're instead going to use muscle memory. And it's all going to make sense later in the craft, but increasing the progress is actually quite difficult. Actually doing both the progress and the quality for this craft is extremely hard. So I'm going to use all normal quality materials for this craft, and I'm going to start off with muscle memory. Then I'm going to activate inner quiet, because I have 5 steps in which I can use the muscle memory buff, and I'm going to try and squeeze in as many opening buffs as I can before I end with the groundwork. So as you can see there, I use my inner quiet. Then I'm going to use manipulation. Then I'm going to use veneration, and I'm going to have that buff for active 4 turns. Then I'm going to use waste not 2, which is going to reduce my durability cost for my actions for the next 8 skills. And that's very important because groundwork would normally cost 20 durability, but with waste not 2 it's only going to cost 10, which is going to drop me to 60, and then manipulation is going to bring me up 5, bringing me up to 65. So I'm going to use groundwork a second time, as you can see here, and our progress is finally almost done. So we don't have to worry about that until the final hit of the recipe. So now we're going to work on our quality. So we're going to use innovation. And we still have 5 turns of waste not 2. So we're going to use those on preparatory touches. So once again, just like groundwork, preparatory touch costs 20 durability normally, but because waste not halves that, it's only going to use 10. And then manipulation is going to bring us up 5. So I'm going to use preparatory touch here. And as you can see here, our durability is going to drop to 55 and then go back up to 60 because of manipulation. And we still have 4 more turns on our waste not 2. So we're going to use all of those on preparatory touches. And that's going to bring up our inner quiet stacks up pretty high. So as you can see here, and now on our 5th one, our inner quiet is going to be maxed at 11 stacks. So from here on out, every time we use any quality increasing ability, it's going to jump our quality up quite a lot. Okay, so now we want to bring our durability down to an odd number, so that we can squeeze out that last ability on a 5 durability hit. So we're going to use Prudent Touch right here, and this is going to bring us to 25. And this is going to make sense on our last action. Alright, so now we're on our final stretch of the quality. So we're going to try and max that out. So we're going to use Innovation. And then we're going to use Observe. Now notice we have 4 turns of Innovation. Right, so we're going to use one of those on Observe. And then we're going to use a very powerful ability known as Focus Touch. Now normally this has a success rate of 50%. So it's very risky. But if you use Observe before it, as you can see on the buff, it becomes a glowing buff, which allows your focus touch on the next action to be 100% success rate. And as you can see here, by using this ability, we're going to get 9,408 quality, which is a very large hit. So we're definitely going to be using that. And we're still going to have 2 stacks of innovation afterwards. So we're still on our way to using Bardagot's Blessing. So the next action, of course, is going to be Great Stride. So it's going to power up our Bardagot's Blessing. So we still have 1 more turn on innovation and 3 turns on Great Strides, as you can see here. So when we use Bardagot's Blessing, we're going to get a big hit of quality for 21,037 quality. That's going to definitely max us out, as you can see here. And now with our bar maxed out, we still have 5 durability, and we're going to use basic synthesis to end it off. Now, even though this will cost 10 durability, as long as we 100% our progress bar, the craft will succeed and we will finish making the item. So there we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Synthesis complete. And that would have been a 100% high quality. Alright, so now I'm going to show you the macro that I use, in case you don't want to do this manually. So I have put in the wait timers, as you can see there. Make sure when you do your wait timers, they're in 0.3 or 0.2 seconds. So as you can see here, muscle memory is wait 0.3, inner quiet's wait 0.3. Manipulation, because it's a very fast buff, you can use wait 0.2. And that's the same with veneration and innovation. But for actual actions in which you're going to affect the item, you usually want to use 0.3. And for very few abilities that are extremely long to cast, you might want to use wait 4. And these are considering that you're using a solid state drive of some type. If you have a slower connection, you might want to increase those numbers, say to 0.3 or 0.4. And then as you can see at the end of each of my macros, I have an echo with SE, and that SE stands for sound effect. So I can hear that noise pop up, and it can give me an audio cue that I need to move on to my next macro. And there we go. So with this rotation, you should be able to high quality all the iLVL 490 gear with all normal quality materials. Even on a poor hit on Bardagot's Blessing, you should still hit 100%. Now, just in case that you're a returning player from the previous patch and you're still using the old Facet and Dwarven gear, as you can see here, this is my old gear, and you want to craft the new gear using your old gear. I'm going to show you how to do that, but please keep in mind that you're still going to need to eat high quality blood bullets, say food, as well as high quality cunning craftsman syrup. And we're going to need to use all high quality materials except for the slither sand. And the only new material that you need to make is Death's Hands Dissolvent. So I'm going to show you how to make that. So we're going to high quality all our craftable material. Now please keep in mind, at this point, you're going to need to use 1 high quality tender dill or any high quality material to have 100%. But if you don't use any high quality material, you're still going to have like a 96% chance to high quality, which is still fine, because after you fully make your gear, you're going to use normal quality materials anyway. So it's up to you if you want to use high quality materials or not. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to use 1 high quality material to make sure I get that 100%. So as you can see here, I have the food and the syrup active, and these are the stats that we need. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I have 1 high quality material, so I'm going to synthesize. So this is a macro I used. So I'm going to start off with reflect, followed by manipulation, and then veneration. And then after that, I'm going to use waste not 2. And Waste Not 2 is going to half the durability cost of my next set of skills. So I'm going to use Groundwork, which should be 20 durability, but it's only 10. Then I'm going to get 5 back from Manipulation, so I'm now at 30 durability, which is great. So now I'm going to use Delicate Synthesis twice until my Veneration stacks are all completely used up. And now I'm going to use Innovation, and as you can see here, we're going to have 4 turns of Innovation and 4 turns of Waste Not, so they're going to match up perfectly. And I'm going to use those turns on 4 Delicate Synthesis. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's good enough for the progress for now, and we're going to focus surely on quality. So we're going to do Innovation. And we got to get 2 more Inner Quiet stacks, so we're going to use Prudent Touch to get those up. So we're going to do 2 Prudent Touches in a row. And we got to save our durability. So that's why Prudent Touch is really great, because it's only going to use 5 durability each. Here we go. So 1 and 2. And as you can see now, we have 15 durability left, which is only 2 more actions. Or 2 more actions that will affect the item. So we're going to use Great Strides and then God's Blessing, as you can see here. That's going to max it out. And now we have only 1 more action on the item. So we're going to do Veneration to power up our last synthesis. So we're going to use Basic Synthesis because we don't have enough CP to do anything else. And that should complete the crafting. There we go. High quality bottle of Death Hand Dissolvent. So fast forward, after making all your high quality materials, now I'm going to show you how to make the high quality armors. So let me go ahead and switch to my Weaver. So I'm going to make sure I use my Facet gear. Oh, there we go. There's the needle. And then also on our offhand. So as you can see here, Facet main hand and offhand. So now we're going to go ahead and craft the iLVL 490 gear. As you can see here, we still have Blood Bullets, high quality food, as well as high quality Cunning Craftsman syrup. Those are both active. We're going to need every bit of CP and every bit of stats. So we're going to put all high quality crafted material and 4 normal quality slither sand. Now you probably don't need to use this much material, but just to be on the safe side, you're going to notice that before we use God's Blessing, we're going to have a really high quality bar. So we're going to start off with Reflect, and then we're going to move on to Manipulation, then Veneration, and Innovation. Now with both of these up, we're going to use 4 Delicate Synthesis, and both those buffs are going to affect both bars. So 1, 2, 3, and our 4th Delicate Synthesis. There we go. So now we're going to work on our quality for a bit. We have 2 turns of Manipulation, so we're going to use those 2 on Prudent Touch. So 1 and 2. And now we should have 9 Inner Quiet, so we need just a little bit more. So 2 more Inner Quiet and we'll be at 11. So we're going to use Manipulation. Then we're going to use Innovation. And we're going to do 2 more Prudent Touches just to get our Inner Quiet stacks up. So 1 and 2. And since we still have 2 turns of Innovation left, we're going to use those on Great Strides leading into God's Blessing. So here we go, Great Strides. And as you can see, our quality bar is already near max, like 80%, but we're going to use God's Blessing at this point and max it out. And now we got to work on the progress, and we're running out of CP here. We only have 55 left. So we're going to do Veneration, then we're going to do 2 Groundwork, so 1 and 2. And depending on what your stats are, you need either 2 or 3 Basic Synthesis. So for my stats, I only need 2, so 1 and 2. But just in case, there's 10 more durability left over if you needed to use 1 more of them. Alright, there we go. And we've crafted a high quality Aesthetics Trousers of Crafting. And once again, this is overkill on the quality, so you don't have to use as many high quality materials, but you still need to use quite a lot. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider smashing that thumbs up button. Hit that subscribe and ring that bell for notifications on future videos that I might be posting. And until next time, take care. Goodbye.